So if you're just clicking on the website here, basically all I have is the 3 different ways you can make money in this world, and I think it's good to look at this. It's never taught to us in school, really. We're only really taught to do this one, but you're going to find that 98% of people in America at age 65 are broke or dead by age 65. And so if 96% of Americans do a job and 98% of them are broke at age 65, why would you want to keep doing what everybody else is doing if that's the results you're going to get? It's kind of the definition of sanity, is to keep doing the same thing, expect different results. So if you want to become wealthy and have a different lifestyle than everybody who's just going to work for the next 40, 50 years, you got to do something different. So that's basically what I want to go over here, is how when you are in this thing, what you're going to get. It's kind of funny how when we research cars, we'll look for the best deal, or a house, and we'll research it and all try to get the best deal. But when it comes to what's going to give you money for the rest of your life, we don't even think about it really. We're just like, oh, I'll just be a teacher, or I'll just do this. And we don't really think about how that's going to affect us financially and the outcomes we're going to get for the rest of our life. And this is what I had to learn, and I just want to let you know, I have done all these 3, and I'm currently doing a little of all 3 of them, so I do know what you get when you do these. So just want to throw that out there. So the first one, job. What happens at a job? Well, you're actually down here. You get out of college or whatever, or just go into a job, and here's Bill Gates up here, top of it, and you're a little peon and working. And the problem is there's a little line here called the peak line. And 80% of people never get across this peak line. And as you move up, the opportunities get less and less and less. You're hoping this mid-manager dies so you can take his job. And what are the chances of that you can actually make as much money as the guy at the top? That's what's actually considered a legal pyramid. How does it work where you work? So that's kind of something to think about, okay? And the other thing that happens is once you pass this peak line, most people peak out. But once you go past it and you start making bigger money over the 60K, start making a lot more, you get taxed higher. You keep going up tax brackets. And so even though you're making 90K, if you get up into this area, you only get to keep 67 because there's so much taxes involved. What's really cool about having a traditional business or even an untraditional business like what we're trying to show you here how to do is that you get 106 tax write-offs. So that's really, really cool. When you're an employee, you just kind of get taken advantage of by the government. They want you to work for those big corporations so they can take your tax out. So that kills you. The other thing that happens is called inflation. Okay, and so when you hit this peak line, you kind of peak out, and all you get is cost of living, which is about 3%, and then usually peak around 10 years at a company or age 32. So all the way from age 32 to 65, you're only going up 3%, but inflation's 6 to 9%. So that's why you're going backwards for 30 years, and you wonder why you're broke. But the biggest thing why jobs don't work is that you're limited to this basic little money times hours equals X. It's a simple algebraic equation that's always going to keep you limited to yourself. The more you put in hours, the more money you can make. If you don't put in hours, you're not making money. So you can go be a money maker and make lots of money, then you have no time. You can go get a lot of time, then you have no money. It's just a sucky situation. You're always stuck in this. I remember at one time I had 6 of these little equations because I didn't want to give up on my dream. I had to have just more and more of these equations. What you'll find is wealthy people build something and they get paid off that system they build. They don't just keep being this little guy in here working in one of these equations. Paycheck to paycheck, Monday through Friday. Paycheck to paycheck, Monday through Friday. Round and round and round. You're always going to be stuck at your bills. And it's just kind of, if you've been doing this for 5 or 10 years and you're still broke, why do you think if you do this for another 5 to 10 years, all of a sudden it's going to be amazing? When you start getting wealthy is when you stop lying to yourself that this works. Okay, so when you go to a traditional businesses are great. You're up here. You're trying to build a network of employees and buildings and trucks and whatever your business is. And businesses do pay out. The whole goal of a business, if you don't know, is over 5 to 7 years. You want to build something so then you can walk away from it, but it keeps on making you money. So it keeps on making you money, you can walk away from it. The problem is that 80% of businesses fail because of franchises. All the money goes through Walmarts and Petco's and all that stuff. So when you try to start up your little mom and pop thing, you're trying to compete against those franchises, and most people fail. What's really cool here is we are 580 different corporations and franchises, so you can compete, which is really cool, is what I want to show you over here. And once again, I have a little business with about 3 employees, and I understand what this is like. The other thing you get in a traditional business, you get headaches, because these are employees. You can get sued if they do something bad. You gotta pay their insurance. They're gonna wreck your company truck. They're takers. They're not getting all the profits for this. It's not making their dream come true, so they're always taking, and oh, I'm sick, and it's just a headache. You get a lot of headaches, and the bigger you get, the more headache you get. Trucks and overhead and expenses and healthcare and insurance and on and on and on. And so the other thing we find is you have to be really good and skilled at building your business here so you actually can walk away from it in 5 to 7 years. Better Business Bureau shows that only 3% of people are good enough to build a business where in 5 to 7 years they can walk away from it. The other thing I see is if you can build something in 5 to 7 years and never have to work again and money keep coming in, well, why wouldn't more people leave this and do this? Because it's 5 to 7 years. It's usually $100K or something to go buy a Subway franchise or whatever. And then you're usually doing 30 to 40 extra hours a week on top of this. And that is hard. You're doing your normal job and trying to start this to make your dreams come true, and you're just going insane. This price, 5 to 7 years, $100K, and 30 to 40 hours a week is most too high of a price right here for most people to pay. What I love about untraditional business or private franchising, what we're trying to teach you to do is be here at the top, okay? But as you get more and more people in your business, what's so cool is you're not responsible for them in the sense that they're not your employees, you can't get sued by them, you don't pay their insurance, you don't pay their health care. What I have is 90 people in my business at the moment, and they are business owners. They're small business owners underneath me. So they're their own business, and they're trying to get really big. And maybe he starts growing his organization over here, and he gets a guy down here, and he grows his organization. And I get to benefit from all the money in here, all the money in here, and all the money in here, but they're not my employees. They're just business owners in my network that I get paid percentages off what they do. And there's no competition. You see how when you guys go up the corporate ladders, they call it, there's more and more competition. As soon as you get close to the top, they fire you. They can fire you and replace you for the 2 for the price of 1. And here, I want this guy to get as big as possible because I get percentages of money off everything he does. So there's no competition. I hope he just blows by me. I hope his triangle gets huge. If his triangle gets bigger than mine, he's probably making a little more than me, okay, because he did more of the work. And I help them, but I still get percentages of all of this. And I'm not liable for it. I'm not paying health care. These are not employees. And the other thing you're going to find building our online shopping network is that it's usually like a 2 to 4 year plan to build an organization of people. And you can get in the business for $168. If you really want to, there's a way you can get in for $62 a year, bare bones. It's only $62 a year after that, and 2 to 4 years. And starting off, you do about 4 hours a week. It does when you get going after about 8 months or so, and you really get into the money-making phase, start getting a nice little size organization. You might start doing 10 to 12 hours a week. But once again, compared to the 30 to 40, 5 to 7 years, and this is the most amazing part, is we're not looking for your money. The capital is $168 to start off and $62 a year to have a website. And so when you just look at these three, you can get and what's cool about this system is it's designed so in 2 to 4 years, this is here, people keep shopping, and you get ongoing residual income, and they can go be free because you're not fixing the copy machine and worrying about all your employees and doing advertising and everything else, because the whole company is set up for you, and all you need to do is spread the network of shoppers and teach some other leaders here and there to grow other groups, and you get paid off those groups. And they eventually, this leader's taking care of this leader starts taking care of this, their own groups, their own businesses, and you can be rich and free, not rich and headache, or pretty much kind of making some okay money in no time, or just being broke at your bills. So all I'm here to do is pronounce the truth here, but it's up to you what you guys want to do. I chose this one as the one that made most sense for me. Alright.